Okay, y'all, so they say that misery loves company, but dang, Naomi was airing everybody out.
And then, the moment y'all knew was coming, I hit the gas and aired everybody out. So if you mad, check the mirror.
What is up, y'all? What is up? It is your girl, EJ, the TV Junkie. And y'all, we got to talk about Divorced Sistas episode 7 called Brutal Honesty. And in this one, y'all, yeah, a choice was made, and she made that choice to give it all to him, y'all. And I can't even lie, this was a juicy little episode. First up, let's go ahead and get Von trifling self out the way, because just like I said last week, I knew this fool wasn't really gonna do nothing to himself. Who sends a goodbye text and then proceeds to have a whole conversation about it, sir? No, this is not like it was Facebook Live or something. This was Von trying to make sure that he manipulates Bridget again, because he needed a place to stay. He didn't want to stay with his cousin. His mama wouldn't let him stay there, so he tried to find a way. Von just diabolical, y'all. Anyway, y'all, now while I do think that it's wild that he played with something so serious, I also think that it's a real conversation that we were having, because there are folks who use this kind of emotional manipulation, not because they're in crisis, but because they want control. Either way, they need therapy immediately. And honestly, he might need an ass whooping and therapy, y'all, like dual treatment at the same time. And I do agree, this could also be a cry for help, but I'm leaning more towards manipulation. So anyway, y'all, that situation is cleared up, but not really, because everybody's talking about how Bridget has always liked these younger men, and I guess that's her brand now. I guess that's just who she is, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, if it comes with this, then it comes with that, and Bridget needs to figure out something else, because everybody thinks that she's gonna go back to him, but you know, I don't know. So anyway, we're gonna see that Tiffany's gonna come in there trying to figure out why it is that Geneva ain't been messing with her lately, why it feels like their friendship is off, why it feels like she has been avoiding her. And instead of just asking her straight up, she kind of alludes to everything. I'm like, girl, no, just hold her foot to the fire and just ask her. Now, while I agree that telling Tiffany stuff is a one of them toss-ups, because you don't know if she gonna tell it or not, because y'all know Tiffany, she got them loose lips like Bridget, so it is what it is. But at the end of the day, if it's your friend, you got to tell her something. Like I said, you ain't got to tell her everything, but you got to give her something. But now when Geneva told her to wait a whole year before messing with Von, I said, Lord have mercy. And I mean Javon, y'all. Why they name them so close of names? But to be fair, I don't even think Tiffany is really thinking about Javon in this way just yet. I think she's just trying to get a reaction out of Geneva. And Geneva's like, nah, girl, you gotta learn yourself. I'm like, oh Lord, please. Meanwhile, we got Myron is out here apologizing to Pastor Jeff and trying to act like he didn't mean what he said. Jeff ain't buying it. He was like, nah, she believes it. And honestly, so do I. Like, Jeff ain't innocent in this, y'all. I don't trust him, but I ain't gonna drag him too bad this week. Let's just say that I'm watching both of them real close, y'all. Like, real close. Then we get that awkward car ride with the ladies. Tiffany presses Rashida like, what's Geneva's issue with me? And Rashida tells her to, like, she gotta ask Geneva. And then we got Bridget just sitting there like, can y'all not do this right now? But honestly, I don't feel like they really like Bridget like that. I feel like if anything, we have Rashida who really rides for her, and like she respects her the most, because even when Tiffany was in the car, she talks about like how she's a real estate agent and Geneva's a lawyer, and you know, of course, Rashida is a pastor's wife. But she never mentioned Bridget in that statement when she was talking about how their lives are all busy. So I don't know, it just felt like a little bit of shade, and I really don't think Tiffany meant it like that, because Tiffany just doesn't strike me as that type. Now Naomi, but Tiffany is not that type. So it's just the way that it came out, which just lets me think that they all kind of low-key, besides Rashida, see Bridget as kind of maybe less than. It's like she's low on the totem pole or something. I don't know. It was just weird. So anyway, y'all, let's talk about Naomi. Let's talk about Miss $37 million, because she's lounging in the house, but she's throwing jabs at Bridget like she ain't got nothing going on. Like, ma'am, if you're gonna flex wealth, can you at least flex emotional maturity too? Because at this point, we're doing too much. Now, I do want to just go back to Naomi and Hakeem, aka Doc's doppelganger, because earlier we saw those two and they were doing their dominatrix sex situation and she was choking the hell out of him. I said, dang, she fooled around and thought that Doc's doppelganger was Franklin for a second and he had to grab her. And then she asked him straight up, like, I want him gone. And she was like, she got $500,000 for both of them. So $500,000 for Franklin and $500,000 for the wife. So there's that. So I mean, sis done lost her mind for real, and literally she really trying to go to jail. She keep hollering about it can't be no worse than this, and I keep saying to myself, yes the hell it can. You're in a mansion with free will right now and $37 million to blow. It can get so much better than that, and it can get not better. It can get so much worse than that in jail. 3 meals a day, locked up in a little bit of cell in this god-awful orange. Ain't finna be no lace fronts, ain't finna be no lipstick, ain't finna be no glam squad, ain't finna be no calling no male escorts. Ma'am, you have got life jacked up if you think that prison can't be worse than this. Like, now y'all know I try to give Naomi a lot of grace, but delusion is delusion, and this is straight up delusion. So anyway, Jeff calls Rashida and says Naomi might be in danger from Franklin, but more than anything, she might be in danger from Franklin and to stay away from the house because he actually had the nerve to threaten Rashida in front of the pastor, y'all. Now, I didn't know if the pastor was going to take up for her or not because y'all know I've been on shaky ground with this man, and I told y'all I am trying not to go in on Jeff this episode because this is the episode where I give Jeff grace because he did take up for his wife and he told him, listen, don't make me lay down my motherfucking religion. I mean, he didn't say that, but that's pretty much what he said, like if you want to sum it all up. But he told him don't be threatening his wife. He didn't come there for no doggone money. I was like, oh Lord, here we go. So in this moment, we do see him trying to be a protector, and he says that he's going to meet them over at the house because he just doesn't trust where Franklin is right now. And as we look at Franklin, I'm just starting to think Franklin is a horrible individual. You know, Franklin definitely is someone that it feels like if this is who Naomi was with, either they were both mean people together, which I'm not saying that's the case because I really don't know. That's why I think flashbacks are so important because we really need to establish what has happened in their relationship and why she is where she is right now. Like, what about him makes her so hurt, or is it just the principle of the matter? Like, I need to know what it is because right now what Franklin has been giving me is I ain't ish. And that you actually came out on top, Naomi. And I get the grieving process, but I really need us to speed up through this and go ahead and move on past this part because we cannot wallow in this particular part because we're going to end up in jail somewhere and we're going to lose it all. So please, let's just get past it. But anyway, y'all, let's move on to Rashida. Finally trying to get Naomi straight. You know, this pain you're feeling, this self-inflicted pain, he moved on and you're still chasing, you know, this shadow. And then Naomi's like, he's taunting me. And while I agree with Naomi, he is taunting her, I also agree with Rashida. At some point, we have to move past this and we can't like keep taking the bait and just, you know, just digging deeper in it. Yes, you pissed off in this moment right now. You can holler, scream, yell, do all the things. But when we start doing illegal things, that's when I'm like, you know, I tap out because y'all know I don't do jail. But anyway, Rashida just claps back. You know, she's like, yeah, you keep falling for it. And at the end of the day, you got to be a friend and you just got to tell a person what it is. And that's what she did. But y'all know Naomi is not here for it. Naomi really has to heal from within. And if she doesn't want to heal, then she's not gonna get there. And sometimes people don't get it until they hit rock bottom. But then she lashes out at Bridget again. Bridget tries to say something hopeful and Naomi's like, girl, this house don't even mean that much. Somebody who ain't never had a big house before, it might mean a lot. And I'm just like, ma'am, stop coming for her. And then shout out to Tiffany because she is always like, nah, now say what you feel. Don't let her talk to you like that. Like, tell her what you feel. Don't keep running. So there it goes, you know. And I was like, okay, that's why I like Tiffany, y'all. Like in this moment, I really like Tiffany. Yes, she talk a lot, but I do like how she always is going to call a thing and make people like stand up for yourself. Don't just let her sit here and talk to you like that. We're friends. We supposed to hash this out. We supposed to talk about it if we are truly friends. Like, we're not running away. So I was here for all of that. But then the moment that we knew was coming, because hurt people, okay? And Naomi hits the gas and decides that she's airing everybody out today. She starts with Tiffany. You just met a man and already want to marry him. You know, hopefully you don't end up having to pay this one alimony. I said, damn. Then Bridget, funny, where'd you meet your man? Daycare, preschool, high school? Girl. Then to Geneva, you told us that William is only packing 5 inches. That explains a lot. You want to leave, but you stay for the dual income. Dang, Geneva, she just threw you out there under the bus, but we already knew that. Then to Rashida, y'all. She pulls the security footage on the TV, no less. She said, you know what, we ain't gonna put this on the phone. We gonna go ahead and put this on the TV because this needs to go on the big screen. And there's Myron talking, y'all. I know he wants me. I love him. I know he loves me too. He only holds her hand to make me jealous. Excuse me, Myron? What? Listen, y'all, now I don't know what to believe anymore. Is Pastor Jeff on the down low? Is Myron delusional? Is this a gaslight-a-thon? I don't know, because at this point, we got way too much stuff going on. Now, y'all know I ain't never took Jeff off my radar, or should I say gaydar, but I am starting to think that Myron might be feeling something a little one-sided. Y'all know TP loved to play with us, and he's gonna keep throwing us these bones and throwing it, but I really do think that Myron might be seeing this one-sided. I think Myron might be a situation where he is a little bit obsessed and he is thinking that this is what's happening. I honestly don't think that Pastor Jeff is on the down low right now, but it's still, listen, I ain't took it off the table, but I'm just saying 20-30% of me say that it could be true, but the other 70% is telling me that Myron might be a little loco and he's giving, why you so obsessed with me? But I don't know, y'all. Listen, it was a lot. Anyway, y'all, all I know is Naomi was like, don't come for me unless you want to get red, okay? And baby, everybody got it today. So at the end of the day, she just let it be known that all of y'all got something going on. There's something wrong with all of y'all. Everybody got skeletons. The only difference is that yours might come with like a 10 to 20 sentence, whereas the rest of them is just regular, issues. I don't know if I want to call them regular, but you know what I'm saying. Naomi is playing with fire, and if she keep playing, she gonna end up in the jail. Clank clank with that orange suit on, with no lace front, with her hair braided back, sitting next to somebody named Bertha trying to get protection. I'm just saying, we gotta do better. Anyway, y'all, this episode was actually really, really good. I enjoyed it. We didn't even stay in one scene too long like we did last week, because y'all know that was irking me. But this week we pushed the story on along. It was all good. I loved it. I was here for it. I cannot wait to talk about this tonight. Y'all already know we're going to be going live tonight with the after show to talk about all the shenanigans that went down, because it was definitely pure chaos. I do think that we do need some flashbacks. We need to figure out some things. We need to see Naomi and Franklin together, y'all. I think that is very important for the story to really come full circle. We need to know their past in order to understand why Naomi is stuck right here. So I think that would really go a long way, but it is what it is. Regardless of the fact, I'm still enjoying the show thus far. Let me know what y'all think. Drop down in the comments and tell me, what did y'all think about this episode of Divorced Sistas? Is it heating all the way up, or what? Is Myron obsessed, or is Pastor Jeff in a full down low relationship with him? Is he jelly of him when he on the phone with other people, or is Myron reading a lot into this, y'all? How y'all think this is all gonna play out? What did y'all think about Naomi's read down? Meanwhile, guys, if you like this video, make sure to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to your girl channel. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future Divorced Sistas content, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
And then the moment y'all knew was coming, I hit the gas and aired everybody out. So if you mad, check the mirror, boo. Tiffany, you lonely and looking for a crown. Met Javon yesterday and ready to risk it on now. Ain't dated in 3 years, then he flashed that charm. Now you talking about maybe love with your heart or not. No, prenups ain't a sin, cause that alimony stings. Bridget, you stay pulling boys fresh out of class, talking future plans with a barely grown past. I asked where you met him, high school or daycare. Girl, he's still texting in all caps like he just got there. I'm jacked up, I know that, but I'm not the only one who's broke bad. Y'all throw shade, but I throw facts. Turn the camera on now, run that back. Call it a meltdown, I call it a mirror. Ain't no saints here, just clearer pictures. Receipts on deck, skeletons dance. I might go down, but y'all ain't got a chance. Geneva, you said 5 inches, stay for the bills. Talking about we stable, but you looking for a thrill. Told us you done, but you renew the lease. That dual income got your soul on lease. Rashida, you got the footage, played it full screen. Myron talking soft like he in a dream. I love him too, he just hold her hand to spite me. Meanwhile, Pastor Jeff doing Wednesday night sneaky. Yeah, I'm going down, that's the headline flicker. But everybody dirty if you zoom in the picture. I took the fall, but y'all took the mask. Now the whole friend group sitting on blast. Might catch a case, but I caught y'all too. Ain't no clean hands in this friend group. Judge me if you want, I won't flinch. Truth is different when I know every inch. I ain't perfect, I ain't calm, but I ain't fake, and I ain't wrong. You can throw stones or play along, just don't act shocked when I drop this bomb. I'm jacked up, I know that, but I'm not the only one who's broke bad. Y'all throw shade, but throw facts. Turn the camera on now, run that back. So go ahead, say I snap. But remember, everybody got clapped. Everybody got it.